So now I'm going to say a few announcements in English, which I just said in Arabic. Tonight, God willing, at night we will start to put some extra liturgies for the following 2 weeks. The online registration system so far is covering only 2 weeks, starting tomorrow for 2 weeks, up to the June 28th. God willing, tonight we will post another schedule for the liturgies starting June 28th to July 12th, which is the Apostles' Feast. And also we'll take away the condition that you cannot register if you have attended a liturgy within 35 days. That means that even if you registered for a liturgy this coming week, you can still register for a liturgy after June 28th or during the period of June 28th to July 12th. So that will not be an issue starting tonight, God willing. Also, we remind you that the limitation is taken out for all this few days limitation, whether 35 days, 14 days, 7 days, depends on when, is taking out completely from the 5:30 liturgy. So if you are attending a 5:30 liturgy, you can still register in any liturgy during the week or weekdays or the weekends. And if you have registered in a liturgy during weekdays or weekends, you still are allowed to register for a liturgy or more 5:30 in the morning. So there is no limitations for the number of liturgies that you can attend at 5:30 in the morning, which basically on Wednesday and Friday. We have 5:30 liturgy on Wednesday. We have a 5:30 liturgy on Friday. You can attend them, but you have to register still. If you have registered already for a liturgy that will take place tomorrow or this Sunday or the following weekend, we urge you to leave weekend liturgies to others to be able to attend. In love, we would like to accommodate the needs of one another. If I have attended a Sunday liturgy this week, I shouldn't, just a courtesy, I shouldn't book a Sunday liturgy next week. I should wait for my siblings and my friends and my mothers and fathers and friends around church and other congregants to have the opportunity to register for weekend liturgies out of love and courtesy, please. There is a new consent form. The new consent form is exactly like the old one, but without item number 5, which is the condition that you have attended a liturgy over the past 30 days. We took out this condition because it's not valid anymore. So now we have a new consent form that's missing this one condition. We have sent this the consent form via Twitter today. And if you haven't received it, you can check on the website. You will find it. You can download it and print it. If you can't print it or can't find it, don't worry about it. Just come to church. There is one here besides the main entrance of the church where you can sign the consent form when you come to church. Remember that all entering and exiting the building is from the north door, and only the north door, the one that's beside the elevator. The website now has a new section on it where all the announcements are there. So if you missed June 8th announcement, June 10th announcements, or tonight, you can check the website. You will find a special section that we just built to tell you all the previous announcements so you know all the regulations, all the rules, and also there is a link for that consent form as well on the website now where you can find it. Again, if you forgot the form or if you forgot to print the email, the confirmation email that you received when you booked your liturgy, don't worry about it. It will be here at the door when you come. Of course, it's preferable to speed up the process of entering the church. It's preferable to print it and get it ready. But for any reason, if you couldn't, or if you can't, or if you forgot it, don't panic, don't worry, have your back, just to come, and we'll let you in because we have a copy of everything here at the church. Ushers at the doors will have to ask you a quick screening verbal question about your temperature and your health condition, just to confirm that you're healthy, and we are required to do that by law, which is a screening process that we have to do. And also, they will take your temperature using an infrared thermometer. Doesn't touch you, but from a distance they will measure your temperature before allowing you to come into a church. Of course, it goes without saying that if you have high fever or you have any symptoms of coronavirus, please stay home for your safety and the safety of everyone around you. And of course, even your family members. Quarantine yourself in your room and wait till all the symptoms are gone, so you protect yourself and your family members, your loved ones, and church congregation, and priests, and deacons, and everybody. Thank you. Of course, one family or the family members can stay together, like when they come into a church. Of course, ushers will guide you to enter the church and tell you where to sit at the church. Families who dwell in the same household can definitely sit together, but others, even close friends, please make sure that you keep personal distance as it's required, at least like 2 meters. Big pews will take 3 people. Small pews will only allow 1 person to sit per seat or per pew. So please respect that. And even if you miss your friends very much and you see them at the church, it's not the time yet to get together or to hug or to sit beside one another. I know it's painful. I know it's not nice, but we have to do it so that we might just pass this wave safely and we don't get hit with another wave that none of us for sure looking forward for. Parents with little children, if you feel that you cannot control them throughout the liturgy, they cannot sit still beside you, they will be running around, hugging people and kissing people and saying hi to people because they are friends after all or something, you feel like your child will not be safe if he comes early to church, please feel free to come later. And even if you come just to take communion at the end of the liturgy for your own safety and safety of your child, that's fine. After all, we are passing through an emergency phase, and the status that's temporary, hopefully, God willing. So that's fine. You can come later and still partake from the communion. And this way, you will be safe, your child will be safe, and others as well will feel more comfortable. I know it's difficult to ask your child, or some of them anyways, to put a mask on or to sit still beside you and not to move around. So that's fine, that's fine. At the same time, I urge everyone to be patient with people around him too, especially mothers who have children. Just be patient and more tolerant to what's happening around you. There's no point of looking when there is a noise from a child to embarrass the mother or the child. In love, we can definitely tolerate everything, and God tolerates a lot of our shortfalls anyways. So in love, we tolerate one another and be more patient. There will be, of course, seniors with us. We ask you again in love and courtesy to allow our fathers and mothers, the seniors, to have communion first so they can leave the church right away, immediately after taking communion, if they have a ride waiting for them or they have to leave the church for their own safety, for any reason. They don't want to be around when people start to go out of church all at the same time. We have to accommodate their comfort level and allow them to take communion and leave right away, so they are comfortable and they are not panicking, and they don't feel like, coming to church put their health at any risk. We want them to feel as comfortable as possible. That being said, I'd rather prefer children to wait till the end, after seniors and everybody else, to communion, so we can patiently deal with the children if they have any difficulty taking communion the way we will provide it. There will be also, regarding communion, there will be a 30 to 40 second clip that will be broadcasted here on the screens inside the church only, for our use only, not to be shared with anybody outside, but it's just for our use to show us how to take communion. It will be very simple, quick clip that people can just watch, so everybody would know what to do exactly and no panic. Deacons, and in this matter, everybody at church, you shouldn't exchange anything. You shouldn't give anybody anything. Deacons, you shouldn't give anybody the microphone. The microphone you are using is only for your use. You don't share it to anybody. If you are playing the deaf, only you play the deaf. You don't share it with anybody else, and so on. And after we finish, we'll sanitize everything to make sure that the church is ready for the second liturgy after that. I think I said enough. Last but not least, we thank God again and again. Give Him thanks for everything that God gives us. He showers us with great blessings, and we're not worthy of His blessings. We're not even worthy to come back to church, but out of His love to us, He opened the doors of His church again for us, and we're so appreciating. Please remember this in your prayers. Make your prayers now just thanksgiving prayers to thank God for His generosity with us. Appreciate your church, appreciate communion, and try to benefit from it spiritually as much as possible. It's not a joke. This is eternity. It's eternal life for us. And we were forbidden from taking it, regardless the reason, but we wanted. We were longing for this day for a long time. And now it's here. So let's get the benefit out of it. Let's take communion as a precious thing that we longed for, and take it, put it in our heart. And I hope that this experience is a life-changing experience. It ought to be. Otherwise, it will be just a waste of time. It ought to be a life-changing experience that we benefit from for our spiritual life and our eternal life. Glory be to God forever and ever. Amen.